Not only is your personal why important, but a collective why can be a powerful force in any organization or team. As a leader, your why sets the tone for everyone around you. It creates alignment, builds trust, and fosters a sense of shared purpose. When the people you work with believe in the why of the team, they're no longer just doing tasks, they're working toward a common goal that drives them beyond just the paycheck. Consider companies like Google or Tesla. These companies are famous for their mission statements, but more importantly, they're known for creating cultures that embody their why. They attract like-minded people who are passionate about innovation and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And this collective sense of purpose is what makes these companies stand out in a crowded marketplace. As a leader in any capacity, it's vital that you communicate your why clearly, share your vision, and encourage others to discover their own why. When everyone is on the same page, the collective effort becomes unstoppable. Your why is the compass that guides you on your journey. It gives your actions purpose, aligns your decisions, and provides the resilience needed to keep moving forward even when things get tough. Success isn't about chasing a destination, it's about living a life that is aligned with your deeper purpose. And when you find that purpose, everything changes. The path to victory becomes clear and you become unstoppable. So I ask you today, what's your why? Find it, embrace it, and let it guide you on the victory path. When you believe in your why, you believe in your potential, and that's when everything becomes possible. The path to victory is rarely a smooth, straight line. If you've ever been on a journey towards something meaningful, you've probably encountered challenges, moments when you felt like giving up, when everything seemed impossible, or when the obstacles in front of you appeared insurmountable. But here's the truth. It's in those very challenges that the greatest growth happens. When we face difficulty, it's easy to view it as a roadblock, a setback, or a failure. We often hear the phrase, it's not about how hard you fall, but how quickly you get back up. While that's certainly true, there's another important lesson in struggle that we often overlook. It's not just about getting back up, it's about what the struggle teaches you while you're on the ground. The struggle is an essential part of your growth. It isn't that you failed in the face of struggle and stress while you're on the ground. It's that without it you wouldn't learn, evolve, or transform into the person you are meant to be. So let me ask you, when was the last time you faced a challenge and saw it as an opportunity to learn rather than a reason to quit? Imagine a world where everything came easily, no obstacles, no setbacks, no failures. Everything you wanted, your goals, your desires, would be handed to you on a silver platter. Sounds like paradise, right? But would it really be? Would you be the person you are today without the struggles you've faced in the past? Would you have developed the resilience, the strength, and the wisdom that you carry with you now? In reality, growth happens through discomfort. It happens when things don't go according to plan, when you hit a wall, or when life throws a curveball. It's in these moments of difficulty that your character is tested, your limits are pushed, and your true potential begins to emerge. One of the greatest misconceptions we have about success is that it's the absence of failure. We tend to see successful people, whether they are leaders, athletes, entrepreneurs, or performers, and we think they've had it easy. We assume they've always been at the top, always been confident, always been successful, but the truth is, everyone faces adversity. The key difference between those who succeed and those who give up is how they respond to adversity. As Simon Sinek often says, the greatest leaders are not the ones who avoid hardship, but the ones who rise to meet it. It's not about avoiding the struggle, it's about embracing it and using it as an opportunity for growth. When you face a challenge, the way you perceive it is everything. You can choose to see it as an obstacle, a barrier that's preventing you from reaching your goal, or you can choose to see it as a lesson. Challenges are in fact teachers. They show you where you are weak and where you need to improve. They highlight areas of your life that require more focus, patience, or perseverance. For example, let's say you're working on a big project at work and everything seems to go wrong. The deadline is looming, your resources are limited, and you're dealing with unexpected setbacks. It's easy to feel defeated, to think that you're simply not cut out for this, or to blame external factors for your failure. But what if you saw this moment of struggle as an opportunity to learn? What if the frustration you feel now is actually pushing you to develop better time management skills, or to build more collaborative relationships with your colleagues, or to practice creative problem solving? And he's probably nowhere near as productive right now, but the result is often. Each challenge you face has a lesson to teach you. The difference lies in whether you're willing to look for that lesson, or if you're just focusing on the discomfort of the moment. It's about shifting your perspective from "this is too hard" to "what can I learn from this?" Resilience is one of the most important qualities that you can develop on your journey to success. It's the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep going when things get tough, and to maintain a sense of purpose even when the world seems against you. But resilience isn't something that comes naturally. It's something you build over time, one challenge at a time. Think about the most resilient people you know, whether it's someone in your personal life or a public figure you admire. What do they have in common? They've all faced hardship, disappointment, and failure. But they didn't let those things define them. Instead, they used their struggles as fuel to rise higher, to work harder, and to keep pushing forward. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the leaders who inspire others, they all have one thing in common. They've faced tremendous challenges and emerged stronger because of them. Every setback has been an opportunity for them to build the muscle of resilience. Resilience doesn't mean you never feel pain, doubt, or fear. It means that despite those emotions, you keep moving forward. It means you don't let the challenges stop you. You recognize that the struggle is a part of the process, and you embrace it with a sense of determination. When you're facing a struggle, it's easy to think you're failing or falling behind. But in reality, the fact that you're struggling means you're making progress. If everything were easy, you wouldn't be growing. Growth requires stretching yourself beyond what's comfortable, beyond what you've already mastered. Let's say you've been working on a new skill, whether it's learning a new language, improving your public speaking, or mastering a sport. In the beginning, things may feel awkward or difficult. You may make mistakes, stumble over words, or fail to perform as you had hoped. But that's the sign that you're on the right path. Struggling means you're pushing yourself, and that's how you improve. Each failure, each moment of discomfort is a building block for your success. When you find yourself in a tough situation, remind yourself, this is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's a sign that you're making progress, that you're pushing your boundaries, and that you're growing. The ultimate goal is not just to overcome the struggle, but to turn it into triumph. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself. The more you embrace struggle as a part of your journey, the more confident and capable you become. You start to realize that nothing is impossible because you have developed the strength, skills, and mindset to face anything that comes your way. But don't just take my word for it. Look at the stories of the world's greatest figures. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before successfully inventing the light bulb. J.K. Rowling faced rejection after rejection before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. These individuals faced incredible challenges, but they didn't let those challenges define them. They used them to fuel their rise to greatness. The journey to victory isn't easy. It's not meant to be. But what matters is how you approach the challenges you encounter. Struggles are not roadblocks. They are opportunities to learn, grow, and build resilience. The key to success lies not in avoiding the struggle, but in embracing it. So the next time you face a challenge, don't ask yourself, why me? Ask yourself, what is this challenge trying to teach me? And remember, the struggle you face today is shaping you into the person you're meant to become. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to fuel your journey toward victory at victories. Certainly, here is the expanded version of Keynote 3. Courage is the first step. Take action now. At approximately 1,000 words, how many of us have dreams, goals, or aspirations that we keep in the back of our minds? How many times have we thought to ourselves, one day I'll do this, or I'll start tomorrow? The reality is, dreams and aspirations remain just that, dreams, until you take that first step toward making them real. But what stops us from taking that first step? The answer is often fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown. Fear can be paralyzing. It tells you that you're not ready, that it's too risky, or that you might fail. But here's the truth. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the willingness to take action in spite of fear. It's the understanding that the first step, no matter how difficult it may seem, is always the most important one. Taking action, especially when you're unsure, afraid, or facing uncertainty, is one of the most powerful decisions you can make in your life. It's the act of choosing progress over perfection. It's the moment when you stop waiting for the right time and simply begin, knowing that the act of starting will guide you toward what you need to learn, who you need to meet, and what you need to do next. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most critical. Think about it. When you stand at the edge of something new, whether it's launching a business, pursuing a new career, or starting a fitness journey, the idea of moving forward can feel overwhelming. You don't know how the path will unfold, what challenges you might face, or whether it will even work out. But here's the secret. You don't need to have everything figured out right now. The first step is about commitment. It's about making the decision that you're going to move forward, regardless of what you don't know. It's about stepping into the unknown with faith that you'll figure it out as you go. As Simon Sinek often reminds us, it's about trusting the process and believing that if you take that first step, everything else will fall into place. There's a famous quote by the author and speaker, Tony Robbins, that says, "The only impossible journey is the one you never begin." The journey to success doesn't begin with perfect plans or flawless execution. It begins with the decision to take the first step. That decision to start, despite not having all the answers, is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who simply dream about them. Taking the first step is not just about starting, it's about creating momentum. Once you take action, even small action, something powerful happens. You build confidence. Each step, no matter how small, reinforces the belief that you are capable. The more action you take, the more momentum you generate. And with momentum comes progress. In the beginning, you might feel unsure. You might not know exactly where the path will lead. But that's okay. The key is to keep moving. You don't need to see the entire staircase, just take the first step. As you keep moving, you will begin to see the next step. And the next, and before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Let me share an example from the world of sports. A professional athlete doesn't win a championship in a single game. It's the result of months, even years of training, practice, and action. They didn't wait until they were perfect to take the field. They showed up every day, they took action, and they kept improving. And through that consistent action, they achieved greatness. It's the same for you. Every time you take a step forward, you gain more clarity, more insight, and more confidence in your abilities. The action itself becomes the tool that guides you. The longer you wait to take action, the longer you delay that momentum. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Create momentum now by starting where you are with what you have. Fear is an unavoidable part of the human experience. Whether you're taking on a big challenge or making a bold decision, fear will likely show up, and that's perfectly natural. The difference is not in whether fear shows up, it's how you choose to respond to it. Let's be clear, fear is not something to be eliminated. Fear is a signal, not something that should paralyze you. It's the body's way of telling you that you're stepping into unfamiliar territory, that you're pushing your boundaries. And that's exactly where growth happens. The more you stretch yourself, the more fear you will encounter. But if you listen to fear and let it control you, you'll never move forward. The key is to act in spite of fear. Courage is not about having no fear, it's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Every successful person has had to face fear. Every entrepreneur, every leader, every person who has achieved something significant has felt fear. But they didn't let it stop them. They use that fear as fuel to propel them forward. One of the greatest fears people face is the fear of failure. But failure is not something to be feared, it's something to be embraced. Every time you fail, you learn something. You discover what doesn't work, and you gain valuable insights for what will work next time. Failure is simply feedback, not the end of the road. As Simon Sinek teaches, it's how you respond to failure that determines your success. Another big reason we hesitate to take action is because we're waiting for someone else to tell us we're ready. Whether it's waiting for validation from a boss, a mentor, or society, we often look for permission before we take the leap. But here's the truth, you don't need anyone's permission to start. You are capable and you are enough right now. Waiting for external validation will only hold you back. The only permission you need is your own. You don't need to have everything figured out, and you don't need to wait for the perfect time. The most successful people are the ones who took action without waiting for someone else to give them the green light. They believed in themselves enough to take the leap, even when the path ahead was unclear. They took the first step, and that's what made all the difference. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of starting something new. But here's the real challenge, staying consistent. It's one thing to take that first step, but it's another to keep going day in and day out. Consistency is what ultimately leads to success. You think of it this way, success is not about hitting a home run on your first try, it's about hitting singles day after day. Small, consistent actions compound over time. Each action you take builds on the previous one, and together they create results. So don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. The key is to keep going. Keep taking action, even when you don't feel like it. The small steps you take today will add up to something big tomorrow. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. Courage is not about being fearless, it's about taking action despite fear. It's about choosing progress over perfection, and trusting that the path will unfold as you move forward. If you want to achieve something significant in your life, you need to stop waiting for the right moment. The right moment is now. Don't wait for permission, don't wait for things to be perfect, just start. Take that first step, and then take another. Every action you take will bring you closer to your goal, and every challenge you face will make you stronger. So today, I challenge you to take action. now. The victory you're seeking is within reach, but it starts with you. You have the courage, the ability, and the power to take the first step. Don't wait. Do it now. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. Courage is not about being fearless, it's about taking action despite fear. It's about choosing progress over perfection, and trusting that the path will unfold as you move forward. If you want to achieve something significant in your life, you need to stop waiting for the right moment. The right moment is now. Don't wait for permission, don't wait for things to be perfect, just start. Take that first step, and then take another. Every action you take will bring you closer to your goal, and every challenge you face will make you stronger. So, today I challenge you, take action, now. The victory you're seeking is within reach, but it starts with you. You have the courage, the ability, and the power to take the first step. Don't wait. Do it now. So, let's take a deeper dive into why finding your why is essential, how it empowers you to navigate your journey, and how it can inspire not just yourself, but others too. Your why is not about what you do, it's about why you do it. It's the reason you get up every morning, the belief that propels you forward, and the core of your motivation. Without a clear why, you can easily get caught up in the day-to-day tasks and responsibilities that often feel like an endless cycle. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of the world, to chase after success based on external expectations, and to lose sight of what truly matters to you. When Simon Sinek talks about finding your why, he emphasizes the importance of discovering what drives you at a deep personal level. This why is not just something you think about, it's something you feel. It's the purpose that aligns your actions with your values, your passion, and your goals. Your why is what connects you to your deeper self. It's what gives your life meaning beyond the tangible achievements and milestones. Think of it as the heartbeat of your journey. It's the energy that sustains you when the going gets tough. And without it, you may find yourself drifting through life, reacting to the circumstances rather than actively creating the future you desire. Your why is not about what you do, it's about why you do it. It's the reason you get up every morning, the belief that propels you forward, and the core of your motivation. Without a clear why, you can easily get caught up in the day-to-day tasks and responsibilities that often feel like an endless cycle. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of the world, to chase after success based on external expectations, and to lose sight of what truly matters to you. When Simon Sinek talks about finding your why, he emphasizes the importance of discovering what drives you at a deep, personal level. This why is not just something you think about, it's something you feel. It's the purpose that aligns your actions with your values, your passion, and your goals. Your why is what connects you to your deeper self. It's what gives your life meaning beyond the tangible achievements and milestones. I think of it as the heartbeat of your journey. It's the energy that sustains you when the going gets tough. And without it, you may find yourself drifting through life, reacting to the circumstances rather than actively creating the future you desire. When you have a strong sense of why, you become unstoppable. It fuels your perseverance when things get difficult. It gives you clarity and focus when distractions arise. It reminds you of your mission and purpose when doubts cloud your mind. Having a clear why is the difference between working on autopilot and working with intention. It allows you to make decisions that are aligned with your values, and it helps you prioritize what truly matters. When your actions are rooted in a deeper purpose, you become more driven, more passionate, and more effective. Think about some of the most influential leaders, innovators, and entrepreneurs in history. They didn't just pursue success for the sake of success. They had a deep sense of why, a vision of a better world, a cause they believed in, or a mission they were determined to achieve. Steve Jobs, for example, wasn't driven by the idea of making money, he was driven by the belief that technology could change the world. That why led him to create products that revolutionized entire industries. When you are connected to your why, you are able to push through challenges with confidence. You have a sense of clarity that allows you to navigate setbacks and failures without losing sight of your long-term vision. Your why gives you the courage to keep going, even when the outcome is uncertain. Now, you may be thinking, that sounds amazing, but how do I find my why? Finding your why is not an overnight process, it's a journey. It requires deep self-reflection, introspection, and an understanding of what truly lights you up. To discover your why, ask yourself some fundamental questions. What drives me? Reflect on the moments in your life when you felt the most alive, the most inspired. What were you doing at that time? What made you feel passionate and engaged? What am I passionate about? Identify the activities, causes, or interests that bring you joy and fulfillment. What would you be doing if you didn't have to worry about money or other external pressures? What do I want to contribute to the world? Think about the impact you want to make. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? What change do you want to see in the world? And how can you be part of that transformation? Why do I care about this? This is a powerful question. Go deeper into the motivations behind your answers. Why does this matter to you? What is the underlying desire or belief that fuels your passion? What do I want to contribute to the world? Think about the impact you want to make. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? What change do you want to see in the world? And how can you be part of that transformation? Why do I care about this? This is a powerful question. Go deeper into the motivations behind your answers. Why does this matter to you? What is the underlying desire or belief that fuels your passion? Once you've discovered your why, the next step is to live it. Your why is not something that exists only in your mind. It's something that should be reflected in your actions, your decisions, and your relationships. When you lead with your why, you lead with authenticity. You no longer have to chase external markers of success or validation. Instead, you are guided by a deep sense of purpose that transcends the superficial aspects of life. You become more aligned with who you truly are, and as a result, you become more inspiring to others. You think about the impact of someone who leads with their why. Their passion and authenticity are contagious. They inspire others not just by what they do, but by why they do it. They create a sense of connection and purpose that resonates with people on a deeper level. As Simon Sinek often says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. This applies not only to businesses, but to every aspect of life. When you live and lead with your why, you create a ripple effect that inspires others to do the same. You become a leader not just because of your title or position, but because you are connected to a deeper purpose that others want to be a part of. Life is full of setbacks and challenges. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when you question whether it's all worth it. During these times, your why becomes your anchor. It gives you the strength to push through adversity, to continue moving forward, even when the path is unclear. When you are connected to your why, failure doesn't feel like the end, it feels like a lesson. You are able to reframe challenges as opportunities for growth, knowing that every step you take brings you closer to fulfilling your purpose. In tough moments, return to your why. Let it be the fuel that reignites your passion, the reason that pulls you through the darkness, and the light that guides you forward. Your why is more than just a concept, it's the heartbeat of your journey. It's what drives you to do what you do, and it's what keeps you moving forward when life gets tough. The path to success, fulfillment, and happiness is not about what you achieve, it's about why you pursue it in the first place. When you live with purpose, when you lead with your why, you become more resilient, more focused, and more inspired. You align your actions with your deepest beliefs, and in doing so, you create a life that is meaningful, impactful, and true to who you are. So I challenge you today, find your why. Live it, breathe it, and let it guide you toward your greatest potential. Because when you know your why, you unlock the power to achieve anything.